A-level maths tips. Here are some more of the things that I did to get an A star in 92%. One of the most important things in A-level maths is conceptual understanding. Some of the things that you do are really hard to get your head around. For example, for me, that was the mechanics stuff. Really focusing on learning so that you can have this conceptual understanding of what is happening in a problem is going to really help you in the exam. You can sort of visualize what is going on. Same goes for pure maths. If you understand what the point of differentiation is, you're not just routinely doing it, it's got to make a lot more sense in the context of a question. You'll be modeling with these equations and you kind of need to know what you're doing and why. You need to make sure your algebra skills are strong, very strong. Think of it like a muscle, like you train a muscle. If I gave you an equation and told you to rearrange for x, you'd probably be able to do it in a few steps. You might want to learn how to do the simpler ones just in your head like that. Expanding brackets, just do it like that. And the more you do it, the more routine it becomes. You won't need to write out the crab claw every time you expand a bracket. It'll come naturally to you and you will have the answer in your head. Focus on really training this mathematical muscle so that you can do algebra much quicker. This is because in the exam, you are incredibly time constrained. You need to be doing things as quick as possible. Speaking of that, you also really need to be able to do things that you did at GCSE really well. Factorizing, completing the square, substituting, solving equations, inequalities. At A-level, they just dive right in. It's a difficult A-level, and if you struggled with those things at GCSE, I would highly recommend brushing up your skills on them over the summer before you start sixth form. Contrary to popular opinion, exam technique in A-level maths is actually really important. You need to be giving the examiner what they need in terms of showing you're working line by line. You need to make it as easy for the examiner to give you marks as possible. Do it in chronological order. Be starting an equation, finishing it above, or numbers all over the page. The examiner is not going to know what is happening. Even if your answer is right, you might miss out on some marks. Make sure your working is coherent, it's clear, you've shown what steps you're doing, you've not just jumped from one line to the next without describing what you have done, not making it clear. In terms of exams, problem solving is incredibly important. It's not just about doing the maths. As I said about this conceptual understanding of what is happening, you need to have that so that you can do the problem solving. Remember in my A-level exam, they gave us a Ferris wheel and I can't even remember what they told us to do. It was a violation. I was able to do it in the end, and that was because I had these problem solving skills. I had practiced problem solving by doing past exam papers. As I've mentioned probably 100 times, do every past paper. Try the problem solving questions without looking at the solutions beforehand. See if you can figure it out. If you can't figure it out, try not to go straight to the solution. Try and go to your teacher for some pointers in the right direction, and you'll be able to do it in the real exam when faced with a completely unfamiliar situation.